y'all, how's it going? Welcome back. It's Mia, and today we are discussing and reviewing the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I'll have this be a hybrid, we'll do some spoiler-free talk in the beginning, just in case you haven't seen it, and then I will let you know when we talk spoilers. And but overall, I will say right off the bat that I absolutely loved this special. Way to go, Marvel. And I'm just gonna milk this review for as much fun and Christmas cheer as I can, because I have to review Black Adam up next. And so I'm just gonna enjoy myself talking about this holiday special while I can. So yeah, I think it was just a really amazing story. This being a short or kind of a special meant that it wasn't too long, wasn't too short as well. It's perfect amount of time to tell the story that they want to tell. And I also think it has a lot of rewatchability, especially for me, because it's Christmas time. I'm all decked out, and I just like any sort of story that's got heart or it's sentimental, all that kind of stuff for this time of year. So it's perfect in that regard. And if I were to give a brief kind of spoiler-free summary, essentially what happens, back with the Guardians of the Galaxy again, and for reasons, Mantis and the other Guardians want to give Peter Quill a magical Christmas time, magical time of the year to cheer him up. And so they concoct and devise a plan to steal Kevin Bacon, kidnap him, and bring him over to where they're at, just so, it's his Christmas gift. So I'm like, yeah, the concept sounds really silly, but I think because it's the Guardians, because it's a team where we know this is how they work, like they're this crazy band of misfits, it just works. And this definitely feels like a James Gunn project. I mean, we've come to know through Guardians 1 and 2 what his style is like, and so it's definitely branded as that. It's got a style of humor, his eccentric taste in music. I don't know how he ever finds any of these songs that he includes. So this one is, it comes with a holiday twist. So it's a cool soundtrack. And what I really liked is that you'll find that the main pairing in this story is Drax and Mantis. Like not always everyone's favorite Guardians, but they work together really well. So I think this was a great way to showcase them. And when Kevin Bacon comes along, it's really awesome. It's kind of cool to see him playing along with the cast. And yeah, he was a pure delight. So overall, I have to give this a solid A. It's just really fun, really heartfelt, filled with a lot of laughs. And it does move the needle forward in some kind of way in the MCU. As far as lore goes, that's all I'll say there, but I will save that for the spoiler talk, which I'm about to dive into now. So if you haven't seen it, you'll want to come back so we can discuss some of the specifics. So now we're here to talk about spoilers, and I think the biggest thing that would, kind of moves the needle forward as far as this holiday special goes and things in the MCU is the fact that we learned that Peter and Mantis are actually siblings. And so obviously we know from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that Ego the Living Planet is Peter Quill's father, could humanize himself, come to Earth. I don't really need to be giving the birds and the bees speech right now, but but we also knew that he didn't just only come to Earth. If I recall correctly, I do believe that Peter Quill has a lot of other intergalactic siblings, and so it's just been one of those things that's kind of out there, and he's like, yeah, big deal, that's just me. But I never really saw the potential of Mantis being a sister coming. And I will say, I'm like, yeah, this is one of the bigger siblings twists since, I guess, Revenge of the Sith. I don't know, but at least this is a good build-up. Like, Mantis and Star-Lord have always had a friendly, amiable relationship. It's nothing cringeworthy like a Luke and Leia reveal. So I think it works. I think it feels natural. I don't think it feels forced. It just, maybe even makes it a little bit sweeter knowing that his sister is a part of his team. So I don't know where else they're going to take that and how they're going to use that in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but hey, we do know. Now we know. Also, another thing that I want to talk about, can we talk about Groot? Because I was very shocked. I think they left him out of all the promo for this, unless, maybe they did some smoke and mirrors, but was not expecting Groot to look the way that he does. And I know we've gone from baby Groot and we've had teenage Groot, and so I'm like, where are we at now? Like, is this young adult Groot, or is it like more teenager Groot? Because Kraglin still referred to him as like a kid or something like that, so we know he's still young. But I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that he's so wide. He's like a high school football player. I'm so used to Groot kind of being lanky and tall, so he's going through his football player era in high school, so I think that's it's cute, but it's also weird. Moving on, let's talk about the fact that we get Yondu back, right? He died in Volume 2, but he had this nice redemptive arc where I'm actually glad they kind of, in this series or in this special, help to bring back the heart of Yondu. And, we start out in the beginning, he's kind of a Scrooge and doesn't like Christmas. And then we have the story play out. And then they kind of end cap it with the reveal that he actually was very sweet. He actually did do something nice for Quill, and he gave him his double blasters. I thought that was a really cute little redemptive moment for Yondu. But if y'all will allow me to go off on a tangent for just a second about this animation sequence, because I just went over this. It feels like deja vu. I just went over this in my review for Disenchanted. Because as you know, that movie is one where you go from a 2D world like Disney princesses into the 3D world, so they did that again with the sequel. And long story short, it looked like when it came to the animation scenes, they really skipped out on that part of the budget. And it was like, this is kind of weird and it looks kind of bad. And so seeing them opening with this type of animation style where it looks like it was extremely low budget, because we already know, I believe, from what I've heard, and I'm in no way a scooper, but from what I've heard, Marvel had been testing the waters about some of their animated projects and like either shutting them down or kind of keeping them low-key, filling out the room before they invest in these animation projects, like I believe, Spider-Man freshman year. And so that really shows on the Guardian special. I'm like, this looks like, your average guy on Newgrounds made it. And I don't say this in the way where I'm knocking the animator or the animators who did this. I think I'm knocking the fact that Marvel Studios is under the Disney Corporation. Disney Corporation is known for their animation. And so it just, to me, doesn't add up. It's like, if we're, billion dollar company here and we can't even dedicate, this is the kind of quality that you're going to present for a project like this, it sets a really bad example. And I'm like, honest to God, I've seen Game Grumps animated shorts that look better than that. So to me, I'm like, we're having like your average YouTube quality in Marvel Studios. And maybe it was just this whole thing with Bob Chapek. We know he had been kind of, the cost cutter when it comes to everything. And we've also seen in the news, right? Strange World really underperformed as far as Disney animation goes for a lot of different reasons. But I digress. I was just like, come on, this is Disney. We need to put the magic back into Disney, back into the quality of what we do. And so help us, Bob Iger, we need you. But anyway, some final fun things that I liked. I love Cosmo the space dog. Glad they freed little Cosmo out of containment being with the Collector. I also like the Walk of Fame portion of that, just because we were just in LA over the summer, and so seeing all those, they were missing Pennywise the clown. That would have been the icing on the cake. Icing on the cake. Even though icing on the cake sounds like a really good podcast name if no one has done that before. But anyway, Pennywise is Warner Brothers property, so we know they can't do that. But what I will say about Warner Brothers property is the fact that they threw in a DC Comics reference. Obviously the scene where Kevin Bacon is pretending to be a hero, and then he's like, I'm Batman, I'm Bruce Wayne, and Drax is like, who's Bruce Wayne? So that was just kind of cute, because I feel like, to my knowledge, or at least anything that comes up in recent mind, is them not having, or Marvel not having a DC reference since like Spider-Man 1, right? You're not Superman, So it's cute, nothing to like lose your freaking mind about. But again, I think it's cute, especially knowing James Gunn's standing with the DC universe and with Marvel. So that was very cute. I'm glad they, acknowledge DC Comics as canon in MCU. And then a final thing that I wanted to note was that it looks like we might have another Guardian special coming up, because they mentioned it, Kevin Bacon was like, I'll see you for Easter. But then in the post-credit scene as well, Groot you know, they have the thing with Groot and Rocket is like, guess we gotta have another special. So I would 100% welcome this. An Easter special seems a little too denominational. Christmas, yeah, you can kind of suck the religion out of it, but Easter, I mean, well, I don't know, maybe they'll induct Jesus into the MCU alongside like Thor and Hercules. Let me stop. So yeah, what a great special this was. And you know, like I said, now we've really officially capped Phase 4 of the MCU, and I think it was a phase filled with some really quality projects. And I will talk more about Phase 4 in another video, so please subscribe so you know when that video comes out. As we're wrapping up this year, we wrapped up Phase 4. I'm excited to discuss that. Also, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the Guardian special. I'll open it to comments. It's all good, you know. And leave a like. It really helps me out on this channel, helps to get this channel spread out to everyone else. We can have wonderful discussions. And, you know, that's cool. I'll see you in the next video. Stick around for Black Adam tomorrow if you're into that kind of thing, because it's going to be good. See you in the next video.